Welcome to EduSpace, your career choice. Na insizwa mashiya ulindo kuhle umfana kaNgwenya kanti ke esiqephuni sethu sanamhlanje sikhuluma ngayo graphic design. If you're interested, this is your show. If there's any careers you love for us to profile khona la EduSpace, it's very simple. All you need to do is to send us a tweet at Soweto TV channel. The hashtag is EduSpace. Ungasithola futhi na ku Facebook, we are EduSpace. And futhi bafowethu lapha emakhaya khona manje isikhathi sokuthi sihambe semigwaqweni siyobona abangani bethu ukuthi what is it that they know about graphic design. Let's go check them out.
Sanibonani, igama lami Austin Mteme.
Igama uNtando.
Igama lami uMpho Isibongo kwaMdutyana.
Igama lami uSihle wakwaGadebe.
I'm 16 years old.
Ngifunda grade 9, I'm 15 years old.
Igama lami uThato Khoza.
Ngifunda eJPI grade 9.
Ngifunda eJPI.
A graphic designer is a person who expresses their feelings in art. They express their feelings by drawing.
A graphic designer is a professional within the graphic design and graphic arts industry who assembles together images, typography, or motion graphics to create a piece of design.
Similar to abantu abahamba design amabonda, bashama art, bacreate amabonda. Sometimes abantu bayamosha.
Graphic designers create visual concepts using computer software or by hand to communicate ideas that inspire, inform, and captivate consumers. They develop the overall layout and production design for various applications, such as advertisements, brochures, magazines, and corporate reports.
Into lezi izongilisa imali, kumele ube creative ukuthi ama-clients ezekubone. Ukuthi ezekuthanda i-design yakho.
Designing is already a creative art, so if you are a designer, then you're already a creative soul. Now the thing is that, sometimes due to time crunch, creativity takes a backseat and inspired designs become the easy way out to satiate the taste buds of customers.
Graphic designers work on specifically arts.
Graphic design is becoming increasingly important in the sales and marketing of products. Therefore, graphic designers, also referred to as communication designers, often work closely with people in advertising and promotions, public relations, and marketing.
I actually think the graphic design discipline was there since the late 80s because we had great painters such as Da Vinci and Pablo. So due to it, like, they were painters, so it was some sort of graphic. So yeah, it was there like for a long time.
While graphic design as a discipline has a relatively recent history, first coined by William Anderson Dwiggins in 1922, graphic design-like activities span the history of humankind. Those were all 5 quick facts. Right now, let's go and check out our lecturer to learn more about graphic design. Come with me. Red and Yellow's graduates are recognized as world-class, work-ready talent in the industry, testament to the higher quality education you can expect from the school. Welcome to EduSpace, Wendy. How are you?
Finding yourself, Linda.
Great. What does graphic design entail?
Graphic design is a combination of a number of different things. First of all, you have to have a feel for the kind of artistic media. Graphic design is not illustrating. It's illustration, it's digital work, it's all kinds of things. Basically, graphic design is a way of looking at things and then communicating them in media like print, television, and online in a way that compels people to engage with them. When we talk about graphics, we talk about things like logos and things like signage on buildings, things of beautifully set typography, as well as the images. There's a lot of photographic work that goes into it, there's a lot of drawing work that goes into it, but mainly it's the whole point of graphic design is communication.
What are some of the subjects that one needs to study in order to get into graphic design from high school?
That's the greatest bit. You don't have to have studied anything. There's no prerequisite in terms of subjects. Art is obviously an advantage, but you don't have to have done art because this diploma at Red and Yellow teaches you absolutely everything that you have to know. You don't even need a university exemption to do this diploma. Basically, all you need is your passion, and that's really what the college is all about.
Tell us the difference between a graphic designer degree as well as a graphic designer diploma.
In terms of content, there's not a huge amount of difference. The degree has a lot of a heavier theory bias. There's a lot more formal lectures. You write formal exams. Whereas the exams in the diploma are active exams. They're a 3-week project we call Crossover, which is when teams of copywriters, teams of art directors get together with marketers as if they were in a real agency and perform on real briefs, so producing actual campaigns for live clients. That is what we call the exam in the diploma. Then they also create a portfolio at the end of the year. Red and Yellow is all very much about creating the portfolio because that's the thing that's going to get you the job at the end of the day. So all our projects are geared towards that. Mainly the difference between the degree and the diploma is the theory, amount of theory in it, and it's a lot more, the degree is slightly more structured in terms of lectures, actual sitting in a classroom with the lecturer, whereas the diploma is a lot more project-based. We're actually working in teams the whole time.
Are your classes intimate, or do you have numerous students in each class?
We do have a lot of students, but we keep our classes very, very small. We get to work at the actual coalface with the students. The lecturers will go and sit with the students in the creative area. There's a lot of one-on-one contact. It's very, very face-to-face. We spend most of our time reviewing work and brainstorming and concepting with our students. We don't. There are points where we stand in front of them and lecture in a classroom. The class might be as big as 24, 27 students, but most of the time we actually spend immersed in the student experience.
Is your syllabus more theoretical or practical?
It's more practical. We prefer to run projects that are practical so that the students can learn what it is they need to do by actually doing, and then we plug whatever theory we have into those projects. So they'll be learning what they need to know theoretically and then immediately be able to put it into practice.
How do you then conduct exams if there's not much theory involved?
We don't conduct exams. In the diploma, we don't have formal sit-down theory exams. We expect the students to implement the theory that they learn into the projects that they're working on. And because it's an experiential, project-based college teaching method, our exams are practical as well. So whatever skills they're picking up in theory, they then get to put into practice. And by the time their big kind of summative exam period, which is a 3-week active project, comes into play, they should have assimilated all that information and be able to actually show us what they can do.
Is it possible to fail in a creative course like this?
Absolutely. All you have to do is not hand in your work.
I heard you say students work on real campaigns. Do they go through an internship program as well?
Absolutely, because we have to see how they're going to perform in the world without the presence of a lecturer. We can still guide them through the live campaigns they do with real clients, but when it comes to actually putting them out there, they've got to go and practice it on their own. It's a very hard time to let go.
What is the purpose of the internship programs if the students actively work on real campaigns every month?
And the internships are wonderful because they help the students to understand what the industry is like. It gives them a nice taste of what's out there. It's very hard for us as lecturers to let them go off and do that unsupervised, but we have to do it. It's all part of the learning program. It's all part of putting into practice the things that they've worked so hard on in the year. And it's an extremely vital part of allowing students to stand on their own 2 feet at last. It only comes towards the end of the diploma when they're kind of ready to go out into the workplace, but it also gives them the opportunity to find the kind of jobs that they want to be in, which is very useful to them.
How much are the fees per year?
I'm not 100% sure, but they range in the kind of 66,000 to 70,000 Rand zone per year.
Thank you so much for joining us, Wendy.
Yeah.
Kwamanje, asiyobambi ikhefu. You're watching EduSpace, your career choice.